get the blues?
I do.
Because it's raining outside. You know what? You don't have to have the blues. Why don't you have to have the blues?
I don't know. Why?
Because we've got
the porch?
Everything in the back porch. I was sad. I had the blues because we couldn't cook outside, and I thought, you know what? Move everything in the back porch. Now, we had something that made this possible. I found an old forge.
Is that what that is?
In an antique store. Now, think about the old crank on it where it blow the air out and heat the coals up. That was probably a farrier's semi-portable deal.
Wow.
So how about that? So we're on the back porch today.
You're cooking.
And, you know, we actually cook what we're hungry for and what the situation demands.
Right.
Okay, first of all, it's nasty out. Rain has come. That's spitting again. But we're not going to stop. We're out of control.
We still got to eat. We got to eat.
We're going to eat. Now, let's think about time in this process. You hear that?
Sizzle.
Let's think about, before I even tell you what we're cooking, let's think about timing. You want to bring a meal together in the right amount of time, you think about what you got to cook. The baked potatoes are generally going to take the longest.
Right.
Have you ever been to a restaurant that had a really good salt-encrusted,
baked potato,
sometimes cheese on the outside?
Yeah.
Tell you what we're going to do. We've had our nice big russet potatoes soaking, not soaking, we just had a light coat of canola oil. Let's go ahead and take those and roll them in our sea salt and kosher salt.
Okay.
So we're just going to put a little coating. Now typically your baked potato is what takes you the longest. You know, you think about that. I've already got my smoker.
Where would you like them? Back?
Let's put those on the very back, all as close together as possibly can, because we're going to need a lot of space. That's going to get a little noisy. We got frying sounds, and that's the induction fan on this, which blows the smoke up, which is going to come in mighty handy later. So you think about baked potatoes are always good, but put a little salt on that? Are you kidding me? So we got everything started at 350. Why? Because that's what our entree is going to be cooked at today, 350. Once we get our bacon cooked, we're going to set some of it aside for a later project and leave some of it in for our Kentucky Bourbon Molasses Baked Beans.
Yummy.
Oh,
sounds good.
You can't beat it. So we're going to keep our bacon grease in there. How many remember, I can look at my grandmother's refrigerator, my mom's, there's always a little bowl with usually a little plastic on top and it's full of bacon grease.
Yeah, we have one of those.
We got one and we use it. So I'm going to take my bacon out.
That smells good.
Smells like bacon, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. What do you think about my forge?
I like it. Actually, it's great. It's a great
Now,
setup.
we're building a little spot down here, place for cooking. I think you're going to like it. We're going to have this on set so we can do a lot of cooking this winter. When it's cold outside, we can just step right outside and do some yummy stuff, because I like to cook outside when we can. We can't always, but anytime we can, if you'll hand me that little dish, anytime we can, we're going to cook outside, because that's what we like to do. All right, now let's cut up some onions and peppers.
Right.
Now I'm going to leave some of my bacon grease in there with your handy dandy plastic cowboy chopper.
I love it. Do you need this whole onion?
I'd say so. You know, they used to mine plastic out in Colorado for cowboys just to make those choppers out of. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's a big plastic mine. Glenn used to work at it before he got infatuated with pepper. That's why we've got the gun back there, because Glenn, he's gonna smell the pepper we're putting in this stuff. You know he'd be here. Now I'm not gonna hurt him.
Right.
Just got rock salt in there. When I see him, if you see him in a distance, I'm just gonna like
scare him away.
Yeah, just scare him away.
Okay.
That's good. I'm gonna pop my onions and my green pepper in here. I need to put a little red pepper. Now, one thing about the green peppers, I really want those to cook down. I want them to get nice and soft.
Yeah.
I want every bit of flavor to be drawn out of there, because our beans, we just went ahead and got pork and beans because we want them to be ready quick. You could do it with dry beans and take forever, but no, we're not going for that. So I just got to tell you, I love cast iron.
I know you do.
But remember, you can do this on your stove. Temperature is temperature. All right, so here we are, and we have our onions and our peppers.
Those smell good.
And our bacon grease. You see
Yum.
where we're going? We've already got the bacon flavor going here. So we're going to take, I don't know, 35 ounces of pork and beans.
Yummy.
And what we're going to do now, Mrs. Farmer?
Mix it in.
Stir that up. All right, now if that's not pretty enough, Mrs.
That looks
Farmer,
good.
here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come in with some of my top secret. It's just a dry rub. You can make your own dry rub. This is a seasoned salt mix. I want a salty taste in there from Mark's Berry. I want to put a little bit of that in there. Now, where are we going, Mrs. Farmer?
I don't know. Which one?
Kentucky Sorghum.
Yum.
Did you hold that? Made from pure cane, country rock sorghum. For sales. And I'm going to pour some of this top off. Oh, look at that. Now that's, to me, that's the flavor that you really need in baked beans.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is me. Now I'll put probably, look at that.
I can smell it.
You smell it,
Yeah,
Aaron?
it smells really good.
Along with
your peppers and onions.
Did that not just make that beautiful? You know what?
You want more?
I'm going to put some more. Why? Because I can. That's exactly 1/3 of a cup.
Okay. It's like half a cup to me, but
It's
okay.
exactly 1/2 a cup.
Okay.
I mean exactly. I think you're right. You smell that?
It smells really good.
Oh, wow. All right. So one more thing we got to come back with. It says Kentucky.
Bourbon. Gotta have bourbon.
A little shot of bourbon. I'm going to say 2 heaping tablespoons. Oh. Oh.
That smells pretty good.
Are you kidding me? Now, what could make this any better? You hear that induction fan going on?
I do.
Behind you? What's that doing? It's blowing smoke. Okay, we're talking about timing issues. We want everything to come off about the same time. Potatoes take the longest. Towards the end, I'm going to turn the temperature up and get those potatoes done so they're squishy in the
Yummy.
middle. Our chicken's going to take about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So we're going to try to time all this stuff out as the rain comes in. Mrs. Farmer, if you'll open that up, we're going to roll smoke across this. The only thing that can make those beans any better is rolling some smoke across them.
Oh, yeah.
Because we already got
Yum.
bacon grease, bourbon, and sorghum.
Sounds good.
All right, let's clean up and get our next thing going. Now you've put Italian dressing on your chicken,
It's good marinade.
on your
Yeah.
doves, on
Yeah,
whatever.
Right.
But you know what? I thought, why not ranch? And you know, people say, "Oh, what would you use ranch dressing for?"
Everything.
Everything. I could drink it. I'm
Me
not-
too.
Listen,
Dip your pizza
It,
in
it
it?
has this horrible little thing attached to it that it's it's
I love
just
it.
ranch dressing. It tastes good. I don't care what you say. And we have our own recipe, and here it is right here. Very easy for you to get to. Where would you go to get that? TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com.
Of course.
And don't forget to like our Facebook page while I'm thinking about it. So we open our bag here, and we get about, what, 6 pieces of chicken here? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to use probably a cup and a half. Let's go cup and a half, a little bit more even.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a bunch of chives. Let's say 3 heaping teaspoons.
Yum.
And I'm going to take some parsley and we'll put in there. A little less parsley. Now, and if you want to, you can mix that up.
All right.
Now, you can put a little bit of seasoning on chicken, put it on the grill, and it's going to be great.
Right.
But remember what we talked about? Let's take something great and make it greater.
That's right.
That's what we're going to try to do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more of this seasoning and I'm going to liberally apply that on our chicken. Yes, before
looks
it goes
good.
into the wet mix. And that's going to stay on there, and that's going to be even some more seasoning underneath
I'm gonna shake
the
that.
wet. And if you'll turn those over, liberally apply that. Same thing on the bottom. So I've got an abundance of flavor here.
It smells good. I like
got
your
my
spices.
Salt and pepper, and I've got kind of the sweet and the sour in the other one. If you've had Colonel Sanders chicken,
Right. The best.
it's the best. But you know the first bite you take, you understand that the first thing you get is pepper.
Right.
I don't think Glenn's around. But let me tell you what, I'm going to use probably a tablespoon.
Oh, good.
And I'm not
I like
kidding.
pepper.
It doesn't define this by any means, but it certainly just adds that extra flavor.
Oh, that smells
See
good.
what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
See where we're going?
I do.
So what we've done is we've enhanced the already delicious ranch dressing, and we've already put some of our spices on here. And what happens when you put this on the Traeger grill at 350 degrees
It's amazing.
for about 40 to 45 minutes? You want to get that internal temperature up to 170, 175 degrees. You can let that set for an hour or two,
Okay.
or you can put it right on the grill,
I'm hungry.
which we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're starving. We don't have time to wait. But you're going to take this and you can put it skin side down on the grill.
Okay.
The thing about this is I am not going to turn that. I'm going to let that smoke roll across. I am not going to turn it. I'm going to let them cook. I'm going to check in about 45 minutes. I'm going to stick my little thermometer in there, see what the meat temperature is, and we'll go from there. You know, you think rhubarb. And for us as kids, it was everywhere. It's more of an old-fashioned
Right.
thing now. We visited Mac at Elmwood Farm, and he took us out in a rhubarb patch.
He did. That was neat.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes,
And
it
I
was.
remember seeing that in the old timers gardens all the time.
Right.
You don't see it that much anymore, but we've got some rhubarb.
He gave us rhubarb again.
And when you think about pie,
Right. Mom always made pie, and Grandma made pie.
and it was really good.
Right.
So what are you gonna make today?
So I thought, well, let's be creative. Let's make a rhubarb pastry.
Because you've been making pastries here
I have
lately.
lately. I've been
It's
put-
not wintertime yet,
That's
but you've been
right.
out. You made cherry the other day.
Right. So I thought, well, why can't we do it with rhubarb? So I thought, let's try it. So he gave us all these.
Can I give you a hint? What happened up front? It was getting late in the evening, past the time that most people are supposed to eat. We were watching a movie.
Yeah.
She said, "How about some rhubarb? What'd you call them? Turnovers?"
Yeah,
Or-
rhubarb. Yeah.
What am I going to say?
You
No.
gotta try it.
So she tried it and she brought them up, and we've not tried this. Oh my!
They were better the next day, even, weren't they?
Yes,
When they
and you
sit.
do want to let them set for a while.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Delicious.
Stupid good.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead, Ms.
All right,
Farmer.
and it's so easy. I'm just gonna cut us some rhubarb. All right, I got a cup of rhubarb.
All right.
Just cut up. It almost looks like celery, doesn't it?
No.
I have got a quarter cup of sugar,
Okay.
and I put a little bit of salt. And I
Okay.
just kind of shake some in there. What do you think that is? 3 or 4 shakes.
Yeah.
A little bit of nutmeg.
That is exactly a quarter teaspoon.
Was it?
Yeah.
And then the secret ingredients that always went in Mom's pie was nutmeg,
Just a dash.
a little bit of nutmeg. I like nutmeg. And then Grandma Solomon, lemon, always told me any pie you make or anything, you got to have some lemon juice in there.
You smell what I'm smelling?
I do. It smells delicious.
I wish y'all could smell what's going on behind us.
I'm just going to squeeze a little bit in there. All right, now we're going to take this, just kind of mix it up. And she used to let her set for a little bit, so I'm just going to let it sit like for 10 minutes. Just let the sugar kind of coat on these. And then we're going to go ahead and heat this up and down to like a pasty mixture. And now one thing we're going to add to this too is about a tablespoon of butter.
Oh, we can't forget our butter.
And we're just going to let that, it's going to cook down until almost like an applesauce.
All right, what next, Mrs. Farmer?
All right, we got to wait till that cooks, and we're going to chill it, and then we're going to make our roll-ups.
All right.
Now we cooked it down. See how it's almost like applesauce and it's kind of disintegrated, but we don't need that much.
Then you chilled it.
Right, and it took about 20 minutes to half an hour to cook down to that. And I put this in the fridge, and that's why I let it chill because we want it cold. So you almost kind of got a thick applesauce.
So you can goop it better?
Yeah, I can goop it up, and we don't need that much. All right, my pie shell's ready to go. And this is just for 2 of us. I'm making 6 of these is all
Right.
I'm making. You can make a ton.
You can make 80 of them. And
Yeah. And I'm just going to cut this into 6 pieces. Next up, we need an egg.
All right.
And that's something Grandma always did too. You gotta have an egg. You gotta have that egg on there. I think it makes it shiny and pretty when you do the egg.
It does. I noticed your little pastries. They look like professional.
Yeah, makes them all fancy. So I'm gonna make sure these are all coated with egg all the way. And we're also gonna put this on the outside of them after we roll it. And you'll see this little bit of mixture we made is just enough to do 6 of these.
All that rain thought it was going to shut us down today. Guess what?
Didn't do it.
Didn't do it. Thanks to my forge
That's right.
and my smoker. We ain't
All right.
scared.
It's all easy.
Beautiful.
Now I'm just gonna roll these up. Seal
Hey,
them.
you did that just like,
Just seal them.
and they end up so cute
Yeah, they do.
and tasty.
And just seal them. And the other day we did these with cherries. You could put anything in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm again gonna go ahead. This will make them all pretty
Shiny.
and shiny. Yeah. All right, and I think we can probably fit these in here if you want. Try to cook them.
Beautiful.
They're beautiful.
Little pan. Mm-hmm. Once the chicken comes off, they go on. Boom.
Right.
Good to go.
We'll be good.
This is the night. The moon's not shining bright because it's raining and stuff. So they don't call it Bella Nutta. But we have a romantic dinner.
That's right.
We did it all right here behind us. Now again, time and temperature, you can do this in your own oven.
Did you light this candle?
I like this.
That is so romantic.
So anyhow, look what we've got here, Mrs. Farmer.
I love it. It looks too
Right out
pretty.
here in the rain.
Yeah.
It's now pouring again. But you
Okay,
know what?
neat.
Look at this. I want you to look how moist. Now
That looks
remember, not too
delicious.
long ago, I did a chicken on here, 90 minutes. Had it set on high.
Try your beans.
Kelly snuck over here and tried the beans. She said it tastes like fair food.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't it good?
Beans are really good. She's right. Delicious.
Now think about this with the peppers And the onions fresh.
That's good.
And the bacon grease. Those are legitimate. Those taste so fresh, and
really
with the
good.
smoke on them, you can't hardly. Oh no, I don't think you can get this anywhere else this good.
That sorghum, you can taste that too. It gives it a richer flavor or something.
Sorghum. Some people call it sorghum. Like right here in Kentucky. Let's just show a little bit of a segment we did a few years ago. Actually, the process it takes to make that.
It's amazing.
Right here in Kentucky.
They're amazing.
There's festivals all over the place. Check them out. We're in Casey County. Gregory Lawhorn.
That's correct. Yes.
With a handful of cane right over here. Let's talk about what's going on here today. Now you're making molasses or sorghum.
Some call
What's
it
the
sorghum.
difference between molasses and sorghum?
Well, now I've read so many stories about it, I don't know what to tell you the truth about it. Molasses, that I've been told, is a darker blackstrap type thing.
Right.
And sorghum is a sweeter, lighter color.
Right.
So that's about all I can tell you the difference in it. But around here, everything's sorghum.
Yeah.
But we
Now-
call it molasses.
All this starts with cane.
Cane. When it's growing, it looks a lot like corn. The seeds are very, very small, and you plant it like you do corn. When you see it growing before the head comes on, you'd think it's corn.
Yeah.
I mean, then after it gets about 120 days old, it's mature. You can go in the field and strip the leaves off, or you can cut it and bring it to the mill or your press and strip it there. It'll hold itself in shape if you'll strip it standing and break the head out.
I would imagine, now, the history of sorghum, molasses goes way, way, way back.
Way back.
All right, now, there were times, I would say, when they were settling this part of the country, they were on the move a lot, and you could pack one of these machines with you. And this one you say is dated to
1886.
You know, I can imagine when they were settling this country, you know, they probably had them a jar, whatever kind of container they had of this. The whole process was going on probably in the late 1700s, I would imagine, even early 1800s.
Probably, I'd say when we settled this country.
The cane was always here. Now, of course, they've refined it and got it down to a certain.
many,
What
many.
kind of cane is this right here?
This is the name is Dale, D-E-L-L, but there's many, many names.
Right.
Brands, you know, brand names.
And if you chew on it, can you get a sweet
You
taste out of it?
you can chew that, but if you're not careful, it'll make your mouth sore.
No kidding.
Yep.
So it's pretty tough.
Yeah, but it's sweet. I don't know what it does. It kind of breaks your mouth out a little.
So here you are. You got your cane. You get the leaves stripped off. You take it over here, and you got your old broke mule over here. What's his name?
Jack,
Jack.
yeah, about 12 years old.
Yeah.
Good old broke mule.
So basically, you feed the cane.
You push it
into
in
the
there.
mill. Okay. So you have to actually physically. It doesn't.
Well,
doesn't
you
draw
just
it in.
start it.
Gotcha.
And then it pulls it through.
And the juices
It
flow
just
out.
runs out in a pan, bucket, whatever. And you need to strain it 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Gotcha.
And then put it in the pan and then cook it till it gets 227 degrees.
That's the part that kind of fascinated me. Not 223 and not 234.
No.
What is it?
27.
27.
227.
What happens if it's not hot enough or too hot?
It'll be thin.
Huh.
See, some people like it kind of thick and some like it little thin.
Yeah.
But the really right consistency is 227 degrees.
220. That's specific. Mm-hmm. All right. Once you pour that off, take it over there and cook it up. I saw a guy over there just stirring it all up. I guess you're very carefully looking at the temperature there and seeing what goes on. What happens at that point when it gets that magic 227?
You pull it off of the fire immediately. Yeah. Say the pan's got 4 handles. Right. You just get 4 people and get it off there quick.
Now, will you, on a day like this, will everything go into one batch or will you cook more than one batch?
No, it'll just be one.
Gotcha.
Because it takes approximately 6 hours to cook it.
Oh, wow.
So to get 2 in one day, you'd have to start early in the morning.
Gotcha.
Of course, we started at 4:30 this morning.
Oh, wow.
Me and my granddaughter.
So you got your broke mule, you got you some friends who are willing to help you out.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you don't have too tough a time getting folks up there. You say in the evenings, a bunch of kids come in.
Oh,
They like to this
They
whole
love
process.
to do this thing.
Do you think people have some kind of sense inside, whether they know it or not, they want to know how things were done back in the old days?
I believe everybody has a longing to learn where our ancestors and our heritage has come from. A lot of these younger children, they may act like they're not really interested, but when they're around something like this, you can see them, their eyes are lighting. They want to ask questions about why does this do this, this, this. So, yeah, I think we need to preserve our heritage.
Yeah.
And
we
that's
might
why
have to
I
go
do
back
this.
to that someday.
Well, you know, if you can do it, you could survive if
Oh,
things
yeah.
got to a certain point.
Thank
All
you
right.
for doing what you're doing and
All
keeping
right,
the
appreciate
traditions
you.
alive. That's part of what this show does.
Well, that's what we need. We need to get back to reality.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking
All right.
time out for us today.
Thank you.
Chicken's fantastic.
Look at your potatoes. They
If
look
you
like.
don't want the skin, I'll eat it.
Oh, I want it. This looks like something from a restaurant. Look at your potato, the skin.
Exactly. You get them at a restaurant like that, and you eat the rest of your potatoes, say, ooh, that skin's mighty good. Then you eat all
Skin's
the
the
skin
best.
too. Guess what? Another 10 minutes, that's going to be done.
Okay, dessert. So we get to eat.
Just keep eating. We've cleared the table.
We need dessert.
Are you ready for dessert?
I am.
Because we haven't had enough to eat today.
That's all right. Ooh, yum.
Look at that.
They cooked
Perfect.
pretty
Now,
good.
this is hot, so I'm going to take it inside pretty quick. Now, what are you going to do inside?
I'm going to take confectioner's sugar and add a little water and just whatever. I like it nice
And make
and
the
thin.
glaze. Yow!
Yeah.
Yow! And again, this is just confectioner's sugar and a little bit
Right.
of water. What we didn't do the other night, we didn't let them set.
So
And
they
it
were
burnt the roof from
yes.
our mouth.
Or if you let them sit, look how they.
If you let them set, they set up like,
Oh,
you know in the store when you get the fried apple pies? You know, I mean like at the gas station, the ones
Yeah.
that are way too sweet.
Oh yeah.
Look at the little glaze on that. First of all, you put the egg glaze on, and then a little confectioner's sugar.
Isn't that good?
Rhubarb, old-fashioned.
What do you think? I'll do a little one. Isn't that good? Look at this side too.
Can I eat all of them? Mm-hmm. You know what? Tonight's show was a complete concept, a complete meal. We didn't let the rain get us down. We wanted to cook outside,
That's right.
so we did. If you can't cook outside, same thing inside. Temperature, time applies.
Right.
If you liked our show tonight and you wanted these recipes, where would you go, Miss Swimmer?
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com.
You would not.
I do every day.
So do I.
Okay.
Because I forget.
I do too.
Kelly makes me measure.
That's right.
So I try to measure now, and I go there. If somebody asks me, how much did you put in there? I'm like, oh.
We never know.
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com. Subscribe. That way something new comes out,
Right.
and we tell you about it.
That's right.
If you are not our Facebook friend, my goodness, what are they waiting for?
I don't know.
How would you do that?
You hit like.
Like, click, boom. We talk, we have fun, we give you updates. It's a lot of fun, our Facebook page, and we talk to a lot of folks. Moses has seen a booger out there somewhere.
Yes, he is.
But you know what? Half hour's up.
That's right.
We had a wonderful meal. I might need a nap now
After another bite of this.
after another bite of that. But it's all about
Good times.
good friends.
Let's eat. Good eats.
We'll see you next week at a brand new Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
To order a cookbook, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com.